Welcome, everybody.
All right.
We're live right now. Live. This is should we call it the Blading Cup edition?
Oh, we could.
Okay, it's the Blading Cup
Or the
edition.
California edition.
Or the California, the West Coast edition.
The West Coast edition.
The names are endless.
Yeah, there's so many. We just keep on throwing
There's
them
so
out there.
many. There's so many.
Yeah.
But we're out here for the Blading Cup.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're doing a bunch of West Coast shows for everybody.
Yeah, we got a bit of a Jump Street marathon coming up.
We have two. This is part one.
This is part one.
Part one.
This is part one of our marathon.
Mm-hmm.
So we got 3 episodes coming up today.
Yep.
We got 3 episodes on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
And we're very excited to do this.
It's going to be fun. I know a lot of people are excited. We've been
Ton of
posting about it
people
all
in
day.
town.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. That's why the options to pick people for this, how hard was that?
It was tough. It was similar to, it reminded me of like Winter Clash.
Yeah,
again.
yeah.
It was
It's
just like
where do you
trying to-
start?
Yeah.
And then I don't know. But that's good. That means that, honestly, when we started this, I was almost thinking we might run out of guests really fast because I thought our industry was so small. But it's I feel
never
like,
ending.
yeah, the more events like this where we have to pick people, the more I know that's not at all going to happen.
Yeah.
It's just going to be nonstop.
It's just never ending.
Nah,
Yeah.
never ending.
That's the mission for sure.
But if you're watching live right now, so stay tuned for the rest of the day. We'll be going live a bunch of times. Also on Sunday as well. If you're watching this afterwards on YouTube, you can still watch the episodes.
Yeah.
They'll be up there.
And then they're gonna come up as they always do, periodically after that.
Yep.
Edited and all proper.
So we're gonna get a quick intro going. We have a WTF, and we have a very fitting WTF for this week.
Yes.
This one WTF is by Olivia Wardlow. We got a nice little roller skate line here. Hang on. I hope it's playing in regular speed.
So it's just jumps in off the 2 toes off the bat from a foot behind.
Yeah, is that what they do? Everything that they do is I don't know, my ankles cringe because I feel like it's such a different type of skating, you know?
When we get our guest on, I'm gonna have to ask a lot what some of these maneuvers are. 'Cause
Yeah.
I just equate them to either skateboard names or blading names because it's at ways it's somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
It's it'll be a 50-50.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
On a skateboard, but so.
But Olivia does
Hopefully
a sick little... I don't know what
this
this
is
is
the
called.
trick.
The little heel roll
It's
slide.
5-0.
Yeah, 5-0.
Okay, so we gotta figure that out.
Olivia's killing it, though, apparently. I guess she's 12 years old,
Yep.
but kicking ass completely.
Yeah. 12 years old, San Diego.
So big shout out to Olivia Wardlow. Everyone check her out. Do we have anything else to mention at the top of the show?
I don't think so.
Okay, let's get it started.
So we have a very special guest from Long Beach, California. I think originally from Texas.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to just dig in and see what's going on in her world because she's been extremely
In the world of
busy.
roller skating, yep.
Roller skating's been extremely busy last year. I've been seeing her all over with a ton of a lot of collaborations between her and the blading camps and the skate camps and all these things.
Yeah, a lot of cool stuff going on.
Yeah, so it's really cool. Looking to get into that. So without further ado,
We
Amy,
have-
if you would join us.
Amy West, welcome.
Yeah. It's an honor.
Yes.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you
It's
for
our
coming.
pleasure.
I was kind of signing that board, is my name really on this next to all these skaters?
And you know some of them, too.
I
So you were
do.
hyped to see them.
I do, yeah. Yeah, a couple of them live here in Long Beach, so.
Yeah.
That is true. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
We saw... No, I'm saying you because you were at the blading camp, so you knew a bunch of the names that were on there.
Right. Yeah, I just got back from bleeding camp this summer in Malaga with Josh Glowicki. It's his project.
Mm-hmm.
And while we were there was a roller skater, Barbie Patine, Mary was there, and Montre, John Ortiz.
Did they have a girls' week?
They did.
Yeah, they do,
Oh,
right?
yeah, we rocked the girls' week. It was so much fun. Every day, the energy was insane.
It looked crazy just watching her from Instagram.
Yeah, and it didn't stop. I thought, honestly, I'm ashamed to say this, I thought that there was no way we would have a full skate park of people actually skating the whole time. I was yeah, people love ramps and stuff, but these girls are going to want to dance. Every single skate park we went to, there was energy until the very end when we had to
Of course,
get on the
everyone's
bus.
probably so hyped to be
Dude,
there.
It was great. And then we would get on the bus and it was the dance party and we'd turn on Beyonce and everybody was upside down, twerking, having fun. It was, yeah.
It just
whole
kept on
week.
carrying over.
It
the
did,
energy
it
just
did.
kept on transferring.
Yeah, it didn't
that's
stop
awesome.
ever. So it's that's just kind of the energy of that camp though, in general. It's magic.
Yeah, I was gonna ask first of all, I want to talk to you about how you got into skating and everything, your history with that. And I want to talk to you about how you linked up with everyone regarding the skate camp because how you hooked up with those guys. But I guess we could start with how did you get on skates for the first time? When did you realize it was your passion? Who did you look up to? What's the whole introductory story to you in this world?
Well, starts with my grandmother. who
wow.
was an avid roller skater.
Wow.
She said she used to like skate the metal wheels until they were like literally falling off.
The metal wheel
Metal
era.
wheels,
Wow.
yeah.
Wow.
And then I guess my mom and her brother and my grandparents, the grandmother that roller skated, they would go to the rink all the time growing up. So I remember we didn't go a ton, but we had a rink near our house, and so it was like birthday parties, and I had some skates, and I like cruised in the driveway, and my friend got skates. So it was just kind of like something I grew up doing a little bit. I do very vividly remember, because I was thinking about this the other day, like what's a defining moment for me that like I felt it deep down.
Like this is life. I'm going to try to make something with this.
Well, okay. The first one though was when I was a kid, and I didn't realize there was a way you could, build a career out of skating. I was like, this is just
Right,
fun.
Yeah.
But there was it was my rollerblades actually that I had gotten recently.
So you did rollerblade?
I did rollerblade, yeah, but just like a kid in the street.
Yeah.
I pretended I was in Brink, like jumping off the curves,
Nice.
I was like, whoa, I rolled off the curb. That was like,
Maybe a little Mighty Ducks in there too.
yeah. It was, but just like going out in my backyard. And one time it was, I grew up in Houston, so there are hurricanes, and there was a hurricane coming, and so it was windy as heck. And I was like 10 or 11, and I was being all angsty, and I was like, I'm going out in the night, and nobody's gonna notice. And I went to this parking lot that was like behind my house, and I had an umbrella, and the wind like literally carried me diagonal all the way across this parking lot, like super fast. And I was like, until it like busted at the end, and I was like, oh my god, this is magic. This is magic.
That sounds really fun.
Yeah, I know, it does sound fun.
Yeah. So
Especially when you're like a kid too, because you're just
course,
like,
yeah, it's just
the
pulling
wind's
you.
just taking you. Yeah. That's awesome.
So I still think about that. I still want to get a parachute again. And like,
parachute?
try to get it like kite surfing.
Has anyone done
Yeah.
that before?
I did it once on skates, and it worked. With I used a tiny.
It has to be a
kite
windy
rope.
day though. You have to wait for like the right day.
Yeah. Right
And like open space, which is
Yeah.
like hard to find around here. in
Yeah, I
LA.
guess so. Yeah, it's true.
There's like power lines everywhere. But
Yeah.
big open concrete. Gotta go back to Texas for that.
Yeah. I mean, we do have a big, there's a big kite surfing scene here in Long Beach.
Is
So
there?
maybe you could be like a pioneer, like out there on the boardwalk.
Oh, I've hit them up. We've been emailing.
Oh, really?
Oh, really?
Maybe it'll happen soon. I'm kind of scared of it. It's kind of like dream goals, but honestly, I put skates on again when I joined roller derby. No, I worked at Sonic first.
Okay. So,
Oh,
so,
no way.
Sonic?
So it went from you skating around like from your grandmother, skating around the neighborhood, like
Yeah.
blading here and there. You get a job at Sonic.
Yeah, when I was
So-
16.
Okay.
And I was
So-
like, if I could do anything with my life, my parents
That's
were like,
sick.
get a job. And I used to like vacuum the gym, and then I got old enough to work legally. And so I was like, all right, if I could do anything in the world, what would I do? I'm gonna roller skate all day. So I guess it started.
So
from the
you knew
first
back
time-
then, yeah.
Yeah, so I still like sometimes think about like, oh, I could always go back to Sonic if I needed to. That job was so much fun.
That's awesome.
And I made bank because people tip there. Anyways.
No, that's awesome.
Yeah,
that's
dude, it
that's
was
Well, yeah, your
fun.
server. Yeah,
Yeah.
the service.
and that's the key to find something like doing something you love. Like it's hard to find something doing something you love and like making a lot of money, but doing something you love and just even making a little money is cool.
Right, yeah.
And just like making
It's like
enough
scream.
money, as long as you do something you love, like that's
Yeah.
a really good.
I never would have thought that a roller skater career kind of in a way like spawned from working at Sonic. I would have never
Right.
correlated the two together.
Well, what really got me thinking about it as a career was joining the roller derby in Austin. So you know about roller derby
Totally,
games
yeah,
a
yeah.
little bit.
Yeah.
Okay,
Totally.
so there's more than like 1,000 leagues around the world right now. And
shit.
back in 2003, the derby revival started with this one team in Austin.
And it's all female, right?
All female, mostly. Now it's very different. There's co-ed derby, there's men's derby.
Okay.
Like it's evolved a lot. But the league that I came from was all females. It was a for entertainment sport. It wasn't fake, but they did like get into fights and stuff, and like you didn't get in trouble for it because our goal is to put butts in seats.
Yeah, put on a
And-
show.
Yeah. And the skaters actually owned the league. So when you like tried out, you didn't have to pay to be there, and when you got in, you all worked together to like put on this show, get butts in seats, and then we actually split profits at the end, And like it was just an idea of thinking about skating. Like these women were so smart. Like they inspired like a giant revival that's all over the world
Totally.
now. So yeah. They
Oh,
kind of got me thinking about like,
So that's
wait,
like, oh, we could make a few bucks doing this.
Yeah.
There's a way. It's
yeah,
happening.
and my job
Yeah.
was to get after party sponsorships. So I went around Austin to local bars and was like, what's up? We got 300 girls coming from this game. Give us some drink tickets and some money. And they were like, we got you.
Damn, so you're just
yeah.
hustling the parties.
Yeah, they taught, somebody was like, come on, you're going to be the sponsorship girl.
Right.
And just showed me who to talk to and how to make it happen. And yeah, dude, TXRD taught me so much about thinking of skating like an actual job, you know?
Yeah, that's awesome. I could see that, like just going in there and being like, oh wow, this is possible, and then having such a coalition of people like trying to do all these different things. Was there anyone that you like looked up to in particular, like who like helped to set you on the way, or you saw like, oh, this person's doing it, this person's making money or making it happen?
My partner now, Pigeon.
Is she from Texas too?
Pigeon is from Long Beach.
Oh, okay.
So after roller derby, when I was in the roller derby, I was still in college. So then I graduated and I was kind of doing like all right, I got to get a job now and give up all this fun stuff. I don't want to do that. So I kind of got a job out in Long Beach. They actually moved me out here. Otherwise, I was in Austin. I wanted to stay in Austin. I love Austin.
I love Austin too. The best barbecue.
I get back as much as I can.
Sam's Barbecue. Do you know Sam's Barbecue?
I don't know if I've been there.
It's like the only barbecue place I know, but it's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, this right in front of the sign.
I remember you
says,
telling me about that too. When you
Yeah,
went.
you don't need no teeth to eat this beef.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're
Yeah.
talking about.
So-
Yeah.
What a slogan.
Yeah, it's a good one.
It's right there by the skate park.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
House Park. That's one of my favorite parks too.
Yeah.
Like that spot.
That's a great area. I love Austin. Good music, good everything. I'm sorry. So you were saying you didn't want to leave Austin, but then you got a job getting shipped out to Long Beach.
Yeah. So
So you're like, oh, Long Beach is not bad.
yeah, and I had
Beach.
visited to skate with like the girls around here because ramp skating was starting to get popular, and like Chicks and Bowls, or CIB crew now they're called, started like organizing people. So there was like groups of people going to skate parks, and it was just kind of like the beginning of this whole scene. And so I moved out to Long Beach at a really ideal time and did the whole job thing for a year before it was like, forget this, I'm gonna quit and find a way to make a living skating. I don't know how, but I'm gonna do it.
So you quit before you had a way to get money
yeah.
skating? So you had no choice at that point.
Right.
There's no turning back,
I think I needed to suffer a little bit.
Most people do.
Really be broke.
Most people-
and like
yeah.
really like live on my friends' couches.
Yeah.
And realize.
We have a package
Sorry.
coming.
Just leave right there. Thank you. Sorry.
We got a package.
Very
Sorry about that.
All good.
Oh, you were saying?
Yeah. So quit my job and moved to Barcelona because why not?
Whoa.
Go for it. You know.
I didn't really live in Barcelona.
So you're like, okay, so I'm just trying to.
There's a lot going on.
I'm quitting. I'm doing the skating thing.
Yeah.
But I'm leaving Long Beach. I'm going to Barcelona.
Yeah.
Why?
Why Barcelona or
Yeah,
why
why Barcelona?
leave? Well, the Skate Love Festival was happening at the time, which is a giant roller skating festival. And I had I been to Barcelona before? I can't remember if I'd been before the festival or not. But I just knew it was like one of the best places to skate, that there would be people filming and skating, and that I could, you know, build like a community there that would be down to do the same thing every day. So yeah, I met Peggy, who's a roller skater out there, and we hung out the whole time and filmed some clips. And yeah, I don't know, it's just a great place to be, right?
And then it was like,
Have you been?
oh, I love it. I love it there. It's
Yeah.
incredible, especially for skating.
Yeah.
Like the transitions, everything is just like,
It's meant to be.
just
Yeah,
because like the
meant
way
for
it's supposed to
skating.
rain, the irrigation is like, they just make everything.
Is that why it is?
Yeah, I think that's
The
why.
whole
I
city,
didn't know
it's like
that.
it was built for it. Like
Yeah.
they knew exactly
Yeah,
what
yeah.
they were doing.
So how was the scene there when you moved out there?
Well,
Was it big yet or no? Like how many years ago are we talking?
so this was like ramp skating started getting popular and growing, and then a year later is when I quit my job. And I had been doing the social media thing though, so I knew there was like potential to like grow my social media and get like brand sponsorships, like either in or outside of skating.
So this is when you were like, I could do a YouTube channel and these things.
Well, I wanted to, but yeah, it took a lot longer for it to be actualized. It was an idea for a long time. I actually filmed for a year and tried my best to make like a full episode that I was happy with, and I failed over and over and over for a whole year before
have to.
I actually was like, okay, this is my channel now. I know what it is. I can put it out.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, that's how you, just like skating, it's like how you learn. You got to like fall.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But oh, it was so much fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's how it got started, and then it worked.
But so that was the goal. You're like, I'm going to do it through like social media, building my brand, like that. You're like, that was the path.
I didn't know yet. When I quit, I mean, I knew there was potential there. I knew I could teach lessons. And that's the thing. I just knew there was this huge demand for something. And like, nobody knew what really. And then I started teaching these classes because people were just like reaching out to me, and everybody's like so inspired by it. So I was just teaching as many people as possible. And then I realized that like, this could create some real freaking positive change in the world, you know? Like, this is like, if there's going to be any positive change, it has to happen within like individuals, right?
Totally.
And
yeah.
that's like, you could see it happen so quickly when you put skates on somebody's feet. So like
smile on their face like right away.
their eyes just like light up, and it's like suddenly they see the world in a whole different way.
Totally.
And like that feeling was like what I was chasing. I was like, so many people need to feel this. I wanted everybody to feel this. And then I realized the best way to do that is with the internet, because hello.
Everything's on the internet now.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah. So it turns out that I really like making videos, and so it kind of, it worked out. But I still teach people.
How long have you been doing that for? Like the YouTube stuff, I guess.
So I've had my YouTube channel now for probably 3 years.
Okay, so it's not really that long, too. And you just hit 100,000 subscribers, right?
I'm almost to 150 now.
Wow.
Yeah, but should be growing way faster. I was on top of it.
I mean, it's pretty good. 100,000
That's
is a lot.
incredible.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's really good.
We're nowhere near that.
Hey, I'll tag you.
There you go.
But yeah, I mean, I just started making the most basic tutorials. People had the simplest questions like, how do I stand up on my roller skates? And so I just realized, like, when I was searching these things, when I was trying to find resources for myself, there was no information. So, and then I was looking at these keywords and the results they were pulling up, and I was like, 23 million searches and no results? I got that.
Damn.
Wow.
Plug it right in. So I'm pretty much just been making episodes answering all of these like top searched questions
Wow.
that didn't have answers before,
That's really smart.
Yeah.
Thanks. I love the algorithm.
That's really, because I remember like we back in the day, like the VHS time where we used to watch videos. There was a video called Some Free Advice and Some Free Advice too, and it was basically they had pros and they did tutorials on how to do like something from like something the very basic to like something very complicated. And I mean we've had that conversation a few times where like just having a how to for people.
I used to want that so
to make
bad
them
back in
feel
the day.
to make them feel like people who have like you're not talking to the audience that's there, you're talking to the audience that could be there,
Right.
And you're like, hey, so yeah,
Converting
that's
skaters.
awesome. And that's cool that you like able to see like 23 million searches. So the interest was there.
That's what made your channel blow up, was like the tutorials?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, How to Roller Skate is my biggest episode.
Jeez.
And I could still make that same episode, How to Roller Skate, probably 10 more times, and they would probably all get views.
Well, the sport keeps changing too. So as it changes, you can just adapt to it and make a new video.
Well, and I mean, absolutely. And the questions aren't stopping. The more the audience grows, the more there's all these questions that I've never thought of that are still unanswered.
And the sport's growing too.
Yeah,
So you have more
absolutely.
people asking questions in that sense too.
Yeah, for sure.
That's great.
crazy.
Nonstop.
Yeah, it's awesome that you had the growth, There's been a lot of not a lot, it's like collaborations like blading and roller skating.
Oh, yeah.
So tell us about that
How did that start?
Yeah.
And also I was curious, like, like sometimes like the like skateboarders and bladers sometimes is like there's like a
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I think that's changed over the years. But
Yeah.
is there anything like that with roller skaters, skateboarders, roller skaters, bladers? Was there any like before you guys started talking and working together? Was there any of like those preconceived notions like, oh, I don't know about that?
Yeah,
career?
for sure.
Yeah, totally.
If
Right?
Skeptical
I'm
on a
being
new
completely
sport.
honest with you guys,
Yeah.
everybody in roller skating was scared of going the way of rollerblading,
Yeah.
we all love blades and stuff, but people were nervous about being identified with that scene,
Right.
I guess.
Totally.
But, not nervous enough to ever like act on it or do anything. Everybody just kept skating.
No,
It was
totally.
great. And
Yeah.
I think definitely it is different being female, It could work in your favor. It could really work against you. But I think that's the thing that we're battling more than across like different sports
Right.
is being girls at the skateboard.
Yeah, it's like bigging up the girls.
Yeah.
That's what I've noticed in the thing. It's like you guys coming together like
Yeah.
and doing like all like I noticed you were skating with like Kay and then like the all female thing
Oh my God.
in Spain.
Coco,
that you
when I
guys
met
did.
Coco
And
Sanchez.
Coco, right? Yeah.
I was at the Vans indoor and this girl just like walks in and starts like flying around like a ninja, and I was
Yeah.
like, who is that? Oh my gosh. Yeah, so when I first moved to Long Beach, I feel like I met Tim and Ernie like one of the first 3 days I was here. And so I was immediately friends with those dudes, and I was like, you guys, they have like a warehouse and they like rollerblade and like this is
Yeah.
so cool. And like I loved rollerblading growing up, but I didn't know there were competitions.
Yeah.
I was going to ask that if you knew like anything about blading
Nothing.
at all. Okay.
Nothing. I just knew like it was fun,
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. And when I moved out here and I started meeting all of these, professional rollerbladers, I was like, whoa, this is a thing. And then I was like, now this is the real underground stuff. This is
You're
what
like
the other
everybody
action
else.
sports really want to be like. And then when I was doing like the couch surfing thing and trying to figure stuff out, I was living on my friend Bonsai's couch, who started dating Chris Calkins.
Okay.
And so for like a year of my life, me and Chris hung out on that couch and he showed me blade videos.
Oh wow.
So that was like kind of, and then I learned how to skate like just following him around in the bowl. So blading was a huge part of my skating ever since I very first moved here.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and not only have you gone on these trips, and I want to know how you met Josh and everything, but I was gonna mention the video that we were talking about before of you like skating on blades and like battling out at Woodward trying to say. First of all, like what made you like want to try it? Like, and what the and yeah, how was that experience?
Okay, so with roller skates right now, here, let me pull my skate up.
Okay, do it.
I'm sure you guys, we get lots of questions from bladers about our grind blocks, but this is a roller skate, right? This is the piece that you slide on. And I was always like seeing people put these on in the beginning. They're way better now. The design is way better.
Yeah, it looks really good.
5 years ago when people were figuring this out, I was like, why are y'all doing that? You're not grinding at all. You're like...
They were on nothing, right? They were on just like the metal, or the boot, I guess?
Sometimes on the metal, but sometimes just on like different, they have like wood ones they were experimenting with. Everybody's just experimenting with different materials.
Wood.
And I'm like, you guys, somebody's already done this.
Yeah.
It's on a rollerblade. You should put blades on.
Yeah.
And so I was kind of a snob the whole time about like putting grind blocks on my skates because I was like, but that's already been invented. Like, what?
You want to do your own thing, kind of, with it?
I guess I was like, I'm just gonna like really embrace the roller skate. Like I really wanted to like embrace what it was and not have like
Make it your
heavy
its own,
retrofitted chunk of plastic on there.
Right.
Now I'm converted. I love it. Like, but the reason I went to blade was because like I just wanted to slide. You know, I just wanted to like in a bowl, like in a pocket.
Right.
Like, I still one day you'll see it.
Yeah.
It'll happen. Anyways, I realized too because I grew up doing gymnastics. Like that was like my discipline.
Yeah, that's clear in like your skating.
Exactly,
all the
yeah,
time.
definitely.
You could see that influence there.
Yeah, it's definitely like my soul right there.
Yeah.
I'll always have a special love for gymnastics.
That's the foundation there, right?
Yeah. And yeah. I've been flipping ever since I like put my skates on in the derby almost. But when did I put, what were we talking about? Space.
Oh, I'm sorry. About we're talking about the gymnastics and
Blading, the grinding.
yeah, getting into the blading grinding thing, like you trying the blades, trying to soul grind, that experience,
why
that
did I
like
wanna do it?
that battle,
Yeah.
and I guess the injury that came forth with that from that too, and what made you also want to try? And I guess you kind of did touch on that, saying
Yeah.
you wanted to slide around, but I guess part of that's maybe from like skating with like interacting with some of the girls like Kay and some
Yeah, the girls
Coco
and the dudes. I mean,
and
all of the
dudes, too.
inliners. Yeah. Like, no, I've been influenced and like their skating has influenced me ever since the very beginning. And then being a gymnast and like wanting to go for gold and having that like ingrained in your head as a gymnast,
Right.
I realized recently that like, oh, if anything might potentially be in the Olympics, it would be rollerblading. And I was like, that would be kind of cool, right? Like that would be funny if I was like, Mom and Dad, guess what? It did pay off. All the
You're an Olympian.
Thanks.
Not how you thought, but
Yeah, so I don't know. Honestly, like I was just kind of getting like a little. I wasn't doing anything new on my roller skates, and this was like 4 months ago, I think, 3 months ago, and I needed just like something new, some inspiration, and I don't know why it just got me really excited. And I was like at Woodward that day, and I was like, I'm gonna put my rollerblades on, and I've had them for a long time, but just never really been skating them.
Like your own pair, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I
didn't
got
know.
some from their Saba.
okay.
Yeah.
Sabers are good.
I
Yeah, you got
love
some
them.
fancy joints.
Yeah, they're nice. They're nice. And I don't know. I was just like, I'm gonna learn how to grind today, and I just started going ham.
You like, I didn't watch that much of like your roller skating stuff, but you were going in on that. I'm assuming that's how you just skate in general.
No, I was just.
No? It's just that?
No, I'm actually like not such a. I mean, I guess I'm an aggressive skater, but like I don't thrash myself, and I don't know why. When I put on rollerblades, I'm like I just wanted like.
You're a different
you were
person.
thrashing there.
Yeah. Yeah.
You were relentless on that.
Well, and then I guess, okay, so I got too excited because I was trying to do a soul grind down the down ledge, and
Yeah.
that was like totally failing. And I was watching the videos later, and I was like, duh, dude, you skipped every step in between. So I was still hyped, went back home the next day where we have like a warehouse where we run all of our offices and everything for our online shop. And I was like, hey, Nick, build me a rail. So I got my friend to run to Home Depot and build me a rail. And then I just like started like, okay, I'm going to start from the beginning. I'm going to do this responsibly. Instead of trying to throw my body down a down ledge,
Right.
I'm going to train responsibly.
Right.
Then I broke my ankle trying to be Goku. So
Oh my god.
On the rail
Yeah.
that you made?
yeah, I'm a little PVC
With blades
rail
or skates?
Blades, which is funny because you were talking earlier about like when you
The ankle-
watch, the ankle support
Yeah.
thing, right?
Yeah.
And I think because like I could fall straight on my ankle and my quad skates like completely sideways and flex like
Because your ankles are just so strong, probably.
strong,
from,
and
like-
I just stretch them. You know,
Yeah.
it's like
Is that what it is? Because every time I see some sort of movement, like not just the ride in the bowls, but the grind and stuff, like when you front side, which we should get into the names too. I don't know if it is a front side or not.
Yeah.
But like the ankles are just to the sides, and I'm like, oh my god, like
Nah.
need some support. No, like
Yeah.
No,
and
no
I
issues?
realized I think I bent at my ankle, and so when I was rollerblading and I was trying to grind, I wasn't like letting my knees bend enough, which is always, you could always bend your knees more. But I think the way I fall, I'm used to just like letting my ankle go. And so I like landed on top of it. It's been 3 months now. I should be skating again soon. So it's all good.
You had
I'm
a
gonna
cast
put
on
the
for a
blades
while?
back on.
Yeah,
I had a cast. Yeah.
Just came off, or
I've been walking without my boot for like two weeks now.
okay, so
Yeah.
on the way,
Yeah.
not too far away. Well, when you come back, you got to start slow because
Yeah.
yeah,
That's your first major injury as like a
My
roller
first one
skate-
ever. It was
Ever?
so humbling. Yeah. You know, like,
You're so humbling.
yeah, of course. Like,
real.
I've never really ever been immobile in my life.
It's a wake up call.
Yeah. And I had no idea how much movement was like something I needed.
Yeah,
to
Key.
yeah,
do.
exactly.
Yeah.
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 you
So-
fall into depressions like when you. I mean, I don't know about you, but me when like I'm so active and then like I can't do anything
Yeah.
for a while, I get so depressed. I need to do things.
It sucks
but
being
yeah.
like being limited with something you know you could do.
yeah.
It's just like
Yeah, so I let it heal, and then I hopped in my van and drove across the country. 'Cause I
Where'd
was
you
like,
go?
I'm not gonna sit here and be
That's-
bummed out about this. I'm gonna go on an adventure. Went to Big Bend. Went to some hot springs.
Ooh.
Got a tattoo in Texas.
Nice.
your
Yeah.
first tattoo.
Yeah. So the really, really cool thing that came from my injury that I did not expect was how close I feel like I've grown with my audience. So I have all of these people that watch my videos and all these people that are like really, really supporting me this whole time. I get these messages that are like so touching about how I've helped people, but it's not like, when I got hurt, so many people reached out to me, and to this day, like every customer service email we have, because we sell skates online in conjunction with my YouTube, but like people will be like sending me a customer service email and be like, "Hey, Indy, I hope you're doing better," and I don't know why, it just like made me like feel like so connected to them, like, oh my god, you
That's
guys get
awesome.
it.
You're loved. A lot of people love you, and you don't know that
I
until
know,
something
I'm like,
happens.
you guys really love me. It's not just 'cause, like, I don't know. It was cool. It was
No, it's rad getting that support and like
yeah.
yeah, it's
So
really rad.
it was heartwarming. And now I got to make the episode about injuries because everybody can relate. You know?
Yeah, definitely.
So.
Especially if you're new to a sport, you don't expect like learning how to fall is part of the sport too. A lot of people don't know that.
Oh my gosh.
And when people try to do
art
it, they
form in
yeah,
itself.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's straight up like you need to learn how to do your tricks just as much as you need to learn how to fall. And that's not something that's taught really.
no.
And see, I think that's where with gymnastics, it's such an ancient sport and it's been like so developed that the way you learn it and the way you think about it is like broken down to such tiny steps. And every single trick you do, like if you're doing like a release on the uneven bars, the first thing you do is you have to stand up on top of the bar and you have to jump and do a giant belly flop from the ground, like.
No way,
You know?
really?
Yeah. And you
Damn.
just, because you're going to be falling on your face
Yeah.
over and over and over and
Yeah.
over. And like, yeah. So,
Gymnastics is so gangster. Like
Yeah.
when you watch like the best do it, it's so gangster.
you know how
And-
I like to describe this to people, like a kid at the skate park when he's not getting a trick and he's just like, ah, like throwing his board. Imagine like an 8-year-old in a leotard doing that, you know, like they get crazy.
yeah,
Like,
but instead of throwing the board, they're just like punching the high beam.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, those kids are crazy disciplined too.
Yeah, I bet. No, I had a few friends that were in gymnastics, and it's super impressive.
It shows in there skating too, because you're like
Oh,
more
totally.
limber. You know how to maneuver your body better. I guess I don't know. I don't know what the learning process is in gymnastics, but
But it's just like it's not only just like the gymnastics, but it's just like learning a discipline early and then like applying
yeah.
that to other things.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Just like that discipline that comes with that. It's like martial art or something. It's like has those similarities. Like, you know, going to karate as a kid or boxing.
right.
That it's just like that. If you make a mistake, you're going to get hurt. So you
Yeah.
got to be disciplined. You know. So yeah, I think that's the thing that I've seen. At least my friends do it. They can apply it to other places like that.
Yeah.
We touched on the blading camp thing
Yeah.
briefly before. I want to talk about it a little more because was this the first year that roller skating was in blading camp?
Yes. I think the week we did was the first week they ever had quad skating.
Like, what were your expectations going into that? How was it with like the other with blading together? Like, did it exceed your expectations?
And who organized that too? Like who like helped make that happen?
So Blading Camp is Josh Glowicki's project.
Okay.
But he has a lot of people. He has a solid team of people helping him. And he reached out to me because Barbie, the other gal that he was recruiting, she is in and out of Spain all the time. So I'm sure they met. She's an incredible skater. She's doing handrails on her quads. If you haven't seen
I saw
her.
that. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She's
she kills
like so cool. So she was going and he was like, hey, I got Barbie. I would really love to have you. I'm trying to like really make like a cohesive group of people that's gonna be really positive. And I was like, okay, cool. I like what you're saying.
Yeah.
And then like the way, because so many roller skating camps now, because it's still so fresh, are like show up and teach for free, and if you don't, why are you an evil person? You know? And so like the way that Blading Camp, he reached out to me like, hey, I know the value of you being an important athlete. I know the value of what you're bringing to my camp, being a coach. Like that was really cool. So he was super respectful, which made me be like, okay, I don't know you. I don't know what your business is, but I'm interested. So yeah, after talking, I was like, okay, I'll trust this guy. I'm down, you know, let's do it. So I flew out to Spain, and it was, there were 40 of us, I think, maybe a little bit more, half inline, half quads. It was
Wow.
great.
It was like
That's
legit
awesome.
half and half.
Uh-huh.
So there was a lot of
limited spaces. So
a
that-
lot of quads came out then, like considering it's the first time.
Yeah. Yeah. Everybody just, you know, went for it, jumped right in. So it was, the energy was insane. You know, like I've done like weekend camps. I've been, you know, weekends at Woodward, things like that. But like a full week when you only have that many people, you really get to know everybody. And it was just like something really different in a camp that I haven't experienced before. It was cool.
No, it seemed like really fun from the outside looking in.
Yeah, definitely. I didn't even know that like quads were going to be involved in it too. And then I saw the videos and stuff, and there was, like you said, everyone was dancing and having a good time, and it looked like a great time.
Dude, and quads only want more. Like the demand for camps like this and the demand for content is like insane.
I was about to say, like, if that's the first one with 20, I bet
I know, exactly.
even next
Yeah.
summer, if it keeps going, like,
Yeah.
that, it could be huge.
Yeah, the potential's nuts, and it's only you know, as the YouTube grows exponentially, more skaters converted. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's
see,
happening fast.
That's what I was gonna like. You're doing so much. Like, what's like the ultimate goal, or like the dream
I've been
situation?
thinking about this lately.
Yeah,
and I kind of feel like I'm living it.
Right, I was about to say, because you seem like in the midst.
I don't know if it
of
gets better than this.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, my focus is supplying a demand to an audience that wants to skate, you know, whatever they need, I got them. That's my priority. But also I want to make things I love, you know, I want to make really awesome videos, and I want to share skating with as many people as possible.
Totally.
However cheesy is true.
No, I get that.
Yeah.
I get that.
So I don't know, a movie, let's make a movie. Sure.
That's pretty good.
Feature film.
Sure.
That's pretty
Aim
good.
high, right?
Yes.
Could you imagine like Spice World? Have you seen Spice World? I don't know if you guys.
I have seen bits of Spice.
Was that the
World
Spice Girls
because
movie back in the day?
because of Corey.
Okay, yeah.
Corey was
What
a
about-
big. My girlfriend is a huge fan of. Was a huge fan of the Spice
Yeah,
Girls
yeah.
in her early years. I don't know.
Spice World on roller skates.
Spice World on roller skates.
Don't take my
there you go.
idea. Wait, I should have told everybody this.
Wait, you
Trademark.
Heard it here first.
Trademark.
gotta copyright that quick.
Trademark.
That's awesome. But yeah, so that's quite a goal. Just
Yeah.
keep it growing, keep it going.
Yeah, and give away more skates always. The more we grow, just keep giving away as many skates as possible.
Are you making the skates that you sell from the shop?
No, so
And we should take a look because you brought some
Yeah,
skates.
the other ones are cool.
I know you got some pair of custom skates. Some are like these are
yeah, so
incredible.
these are what I normally ride like at the park. I'll take these in the street sometimes, but the block is kind of heavy. But
Oh, do you have
this
like
is-
park ones than street ones?
Yeah.
Is that how it works?
Yeah. I'll like more recently, if I'm traveling, you know, I'll change out everything and just ride on this setup the whole time. But if I'm not and I'm like at home and I'm just taking skates, I'll have a street set
Okay.
and a ramp set. And then I don't have to, because these wheels are super hard, you know?
Yeah, I was looking at that before.
Yeah. That would not be fun skating around Long Beach.
Yeah, you feel every little bump and crack in the
Yeah.
road.
So this is just like,
The detail on them is amazing too.
No, it's incredible.
Like the craftsmanship on it.
Yeah, it's so good.
yeah, so this is the Moxie Jack boot, and a lot of the ramp skaters that are doing awesome stuff are riding these right now. But then if I'm just cruising around town, like, see, here's the thing that's like awesome about skating that I think is really cool about like just women getting involved in stuff is now we have skates like this. Like, isn't this beautiful?
Oh, I didn't see that one before.
So good.
It's not
Oh, this
like,
is the one with the light up wheels?
yeah. I mean, the wheels are really rough sounding right now. They're luminous. They're the same ones that go on inlines.
Yeah, yeah.
But I think that's kind of like the sweet spot. No, I don't manufacture any of these. Honestly, so when I started my YouTube channel, I was like, I'm gonna make a living from skating, right? I don't ever want to sell products. Anti-consumerism, anti-capitalism. You know, I'm just gonna live in my van. That's gonna be great.
Nice.
And then pretty quickly, I was like, okay, well, here's what happened. My friend Pigeon, that owns the local shop, she's not selling online currently, or she wasn't at the time. And she was like, hey, I'm about to have a baby. Like, I can't be playing around anymore. Like, we need to go online. But what would I call it? Because, and anyway, she's like, let's use your name, Planet Roller Skate. Let's do it. And I was like, I don't want to be a retailer. I don't want to sell products. And then 2 seconds later, I was like, that's so dumb. okay, Pigeon. Okay. I'm like sitting on all of this traffic on the internet, and it's just going to Amazon,
Capitalize on it.
Yeah. So like I still like for a while was like, why do I feel so guilty about selling a product? And then I was hanging with Matt Mickey a lot from Intuition Skate Shop, and he was like, dude, you're selling roller skating. Like, why are you talking to yourself like that? And he totally changed my mind about it. And then this whole process of like, I never thought it would be so rewarding to be able to like help people figure out what kind of skates they needed and give it to them. I'm like, this isn't like,
people are coming to you for the knowledge, and you have all that knowledge, so you help people out that way.
Yeah, so it just kind of happened naturally that when we were talking about all these things, people were like, well, where can I get it? And I was like, well, I'm not going to give you a link to Amazon right now.
Yeah.
So, okay, let's build a website. Let's do it. So within like a week, I built our entire online shop and got it going, and that was like 2.5 years ago.
Wow.
And now we have a 2,000 square foot warehouse up in Signal Hill, and it's like we're just trying to keep up.
It's crazy how it grows, right?
Really? It's that busy?
Yeah.
Wow, that's
It
incredible.
just shows how the sport's
problem
growing
we have
too.
is nobody can keep skates stocked.
That's a good
all
problem.
of the skates are always out of stock. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's incredible.
So it's
If you build it, they will come, kind of thing.
right. Yeah.
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 It's exciting to be part of a movement like that.
It's incredible. Like so much of it for me. The thing that blows my mind is how cool everybody is. I keep thinking, being on the internet or social media influencer or whatever, that like there would be crazy people or like
All the haters.
haters. Yeah. There are like no haters. If you go like read the comments on my YouTube, it is insanely positive. Every once in a while there's a creep, whatever.
Yeah.
But like it's not, I don't have to sort through things. Like the community is awesome. And then when I meet people in person, like they're my friends,
Yeah.
like, oh my gosh, we're the same person. Like that's so cool. So it feels like I could go anywhere in the world and be totally fine and be totally safe. And that's a beautiful thing,
That's great.
incredible.
In this day and age, to not have any haters online or any shit talkers or anything like
Yeah.
that.
That's a rare
Not
thing.
yet, not yet. Fingers crossed.
Don't give anyone any ideas, but still.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like the skate dream's working out for you. It seems like quitting the job back when you first came to Long Beach and throwing caution to the wind, and it seems like it's panning out.
It was a big risk, and it definitely took some suffering to get there.
Oh, totally.
Like I mentioned, but it's working out. And what's even cooler to me now is before I was like, I don't want to do retail, and honestly, I don't want to be a business owner. I just want to skate, whatever.
Yeah.
And then as this all happened, and then suddenly like it's too big for my garage anymore, and I need help. I can't keep up. And we hire our first employee, and I was like, I don't want employees. I don't want to do this. And then I realized, like, dude, I just gave my friend a job, and guess what? We get to like have a great time. And I was like, oh my gosh, you could like build a business.
This is actually all right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
like,
help people.
Yeah, so that's been really, really cool. I'm partnered with Pigeon. She has the 2 brick and mortar shops, and then I run the whole online operation. And
What's the online operation? Like if someone who was watching wanted to get skates, where would they go?
Right, planetrollerskate.shop for everything you need from helmet to toe stop.
Oh, wow. And then they'll deal with
damn.
you.
Yeah, you turned like a straight businesswoman now. You got the slogan and everything. You're like salesy.
YouTuber, come on. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit up planetrollerskate.shop for everything you need from helmet to toe stop. And until next time, later skaters.
There we go. We got to take a page out
We
of
got a
that.
professional right here.
It took me so long to embrace the YouTube cheese. I was like, I'm not going to be a YouTuber. I'm going to be a skater that just happens to YouTube.
Everybody needs it.
But now I'm like, whatever. I'm a YouTuber. Let's
That's
do
awesome.
this. Like, it's.
I mean, no, that's not a thing to be ashamed of. You created the community, like you say, and you got a good interaction with your audience, and it seems to be helping the scene grow.
Yeah. So, I mean, I make the videos, I give people the info. We have the links to our shop below, and on our shop we have like a ton of resources that like really help people like know what they're gonna get, and that's what sets us apart, is like giving that info.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I'm just gonna keep growing, I guess, hopefully.
That's awesome.
That's great. It's exciting. It's growing. I mean, you're definitely doing your thing. One question I really had, and this might sound stupid, but there's a reason behind my question, is like, do you call it roller skate, quads? Like, what do you call it? What do you tell people you do?
Depends on who you ask. I say roller skating. I like roller skates, but I'm not. Quad skates is fine. At blading camp, they were joking about calling everybody quaddies, like bladies. That is not okay. I should not have given everybody that idea
That
just
is
now.
not okay.
I will never be a quaddie, but
Yeah.
I would rather be a bladie with roller skates on. That's cool.
There you go.
I'll be a bladie. You
Yeah.
can call me a bladie, even when I'm in my quads. You
Yeah.
know.
Right.
So
But roller skating.
roller skating.
Just regular roller skating,
Yeah,
okay.
but like I still, if somebody like,
There's no
you
concept.
guys get it, right? You skate down the street, and somebody's like, "Cool roller skates," and you're
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah.
Well, that's part of the reason why I asked that, because there's still some confusion in our sport. sport about it.
Yeah.
Whether it's like blading, rollerblading, what's called aggressive skating for a little bit, whatever you want to call it, inline. But I don't know if you guys wanted your own identity for it. You were looking for that,
You know,
or you just don't really care. It's just roller skating.
Depends who you ask. A lot of people have very strong opinions about it, and there's definitely like groups of people that use different terminologies. I hashtag them all. You know,
Just give them all up.
Yeah,
to
just keep
me,
it going.
it's about like what are people looking for, and so I'm trying to think of like what's the future skater searching. So whatever they want to call it, you know, I'm down. But I'm much more. Most people in the scene would probably have a strong opinion about this, but I'm like, yeah, call it. I'm not offended if somebody calls them rollerblades. I'm just glad you're excited, you know, and
Totally.
like, yeah.
They have somewhat of an idea. I was curious about that just because.
I can't speak for all of quad skating. I guess, I just said quad skating.
Yeah.
Roller skating.
Figuring it out still.
Yeah.
Okay. I was curious about that.
Yeah.
People are like, we're not aggressive roller skaters, but then like the
Yeah.
more we do it, we're like, but it is kind of, I don't know,
Yeah, I mean,
the aggressive word, yeah.
to be honest, one of the first things I saw is like Thrasher put out an edit, like it must have been like 8 or 10 years ago at this point, of just like girls on quad skates or roller skates
Yeah.
skating street, like,
Yeah.
and it was really, really good. And I think that was my first time seeing it, and since then
I
I've
don't
been
even
seeing it
remember.
a lot more of that style. And to your point, like I don't know if that style is like different than quad or if that's roller skating or
Yeah.
aggressive.
Well, that's what's
Yeah,
cool
that's what I'm
about-
saying. Yeah.
Right, exactly.
That's what's cool about like really the ramp skating scene, which is probably what you guys see most of, is
Yeah.
really, really tiny compared to the bigger roller skating
Oh,
community
totally,
that's
yeah.
happening right now. And so many people are interested. That's what's really cool is on my channel.
It's like the same with blading too,
Everything.
actually.
Yeah.
Like our aggressive is such a tiny part of the larger
Right,
thing.
you know,
yeah.
and there's slalom and dance
Oh, yeah.
skating and hill bombing,
The racing and all that, and derby.
Yeah,
you know?
derby, yeah, for sure. I mean, my absolute favorite 100% of the time is just going to be like exploring on my skates in a city and
Just skating.
just skating.
That's awesome. I love
Yeah.
that. It's the pureness of it.
I feel like Zelda sometimes. You just get your iPhone,
That's awesome.
go adventuring, and it's like, ding, Wi-Fi. Cool. All right, on to the next spot.
And Long Beach has a heck of a scene. There's so many people skating here.
Yeah, it's more of a West Coast thing.
Like, did you help bring that, or was that already here? Yeah.
Yeah, that's
awesome.
our
That's our baby.
Woo, yeah,
That's
like
awesome.
it's cool because I can go down the boardwalk now, and there's all these skaters that I haven't met that are like, yeah, I started because of Planet Roller Skate. I started because of Planet Roller Skate.
What?
Like,
That's
we
gotta
can
make
go
you
out
feel
Long Beach
good.
right now and go on the boardwalk, and we'll find somebody.
That's
But
awesome.
I go to the skate park now, and there's people I don't know, and I'm like, it's. I met 2 girls at the park yesterday that said they were gonna move to Austin, but they decided to move to Long Beach because they found Planet Roller Skate the week before.
Wow.
Oh, what the hell?
And they were like at the skate park, like
You're
it's,
changing people's lives straight up.
So it's like a hub now. I mean, that happens in like BMX too. Like BMX, like Texas, Florida, Jersey are just like hubs for it. And
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
And-
SoCal is 100% the mecca for like
Yeah.
roller skating in the world right now. Barcelona has a scene for sure, but like, yeah, LA is where it's at for the just whatever kind of roller skating you want to do, really.
Yeah, I live in New York, and I've literally seen one girl ever on roller skates.
It's so hard there every
It's
time I go.
like no one does it there.
Yeah, it's like there's a couple girls that do some really cool stuff, but it's really hard to get people together there. Yeah, do you feel that with blading?
It's like the same with blading. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like just one of those big
New Yorkers
places, so
are,
it
yeah,
doesn't have,
yeah. We're our own breed. New Yorkers are stubborn, and
Yeah. I don't know.
That's why you like gotta like move next door to your skate buddy, you know?
yeah, kind of like that.
Yeah.
In a bit, we're going to open it up to people who are listening to ask some questions. But before that, and before I do my spiel, I wanted to just because I didn't get this part. After you went to Barcelona, what brought you back? So I
didn't finish the
didn't
story.
hear about the return. From,
I used up you can stay for like 3 months, right?
oh, okay. So it was
Yeah,
like
so I stayed for
Just until your visa
you
was up.
just maxed out and you're just like,
yeah, yeah.
okay, cool. I thought there might have been like
I
more.
mean, it was just I got a job. I got like flown out to Sweden to coach. I don't know why I came back. That's a good question. It's just time, you know.
Yeah.
That part of that journey was over, and I was like, I know in LA I could teach skate classes, like a lot of them, but I was a bit more hesitant in Barcelona just because I don't speak the language. I don't know. I felt weird being like not a local and coming in and like trying to like swoop
Yeah.
on teaching classes. So I was like, I'm gonna go back to
That
LA.
makes sense.
Yeah, and get some workshops going, and I did. I was like teaching like 30 people every Saturday morning at the skate park for a while.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Do you hold like events? Are there roller skating events that happen?
Yeah, there's all kinds of different things. There's lots of people like just traveling around and having like one-off workshops and stuff. There's weekly roller rink classes down the street at the local rink. The skate shop, my friend's skate shop in the summer puts on a free class every single weekend. And yeah, there's a few ramp skating workshops, but mostly there's just big groups of people like getting together and skating.
Yeah, are there like Tuesday night skate, Wednesday night skate type of things that happen?
In SoCal, I feel like there's different crews, you know, and like whenever they meet up, Monday night skate at Houghton is always awesome. But yeah, like with all the crews popping up, I think it just depends on who you fall in with and who you start skating with, you know. There's not like a super like one that everybody goes to.
Right.
But it's sick. There's so many different fragmented ones.
Yeah, it's a lot.
The thing that's really the most fun that the most people come out to consistently is the rollouts, where we all like meet at the shop and just skate through Long Beach as a big group of people. That's fun.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So you have the leverage to do that because you have the shops. You should like meet here and then we just
points,
take it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are there like contests or anything?
There have been a couple. They have not been super successful. There's definitely a lot of conversation of people being like, we don't want to compete. We don't want to be a competitive sport. We want to be like so there's more workshops that happen and more people teaching than there are like.
Yeah, that was going to be my next question too, because every event you mentioned was a workshop of some sort, and not that there has to be contests and competition, but I feel like that comes naturally with sports in general. Like, can you think of how many sports are there where there is no contest at all?
Right. It seems like it's
it just
a
naturally
necessary
happens.
part of the equation. Right?
Yeah.
Just to like kind of showcase it to people who aren't a part of it. Like that's how they can understand
Right.
it. I think. Like,
It also helps push the limits of what you could do. Like, there's a whole different vibe
there's
from a
totally
contest that.
like a competitive aspect that helps it grow.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's weird that you didn't
Every time
mention
there's
any
been
of those.
one I go, I love it. I'm like, heck
So
yeah.
why haven't they been successful?
I'm there.
Just because people afterwards say that they don't want to be a part of it, or like what? Does the contest itself not work?
I don't know if it's like the people that are throwing them or the lack of like people wanting to be competitive. I don't know. Maybe there's just not enough like top level skaters that are super serious yet, but there are is the thing. So I don't know. Maybe somebody needs to do it.
It's probably just like the YouTube channel. You just got to keep cracking away at
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
then-
I do think about it pretty often though, because everything we do exists online, and then there's these meetups and stuff. But I'm like, when can people really go get pumped like about like watching people skate? So it's still something that we're figuring out, I guess. So.
Okay, it's in the
Good
beginning
question.
stages still. Yeah, I was curious about that.
Yeah. Whenever I toured, so my friend wrote a kid's book called Indy Jamma Jones and the Adventures to Planet Roller Skate. And
No
it's
way.
super cute. I should have brought a copy for you guys.
That's the name of the movie right there. That's the name
There
of the
it
movie
is.
right
Oh my
there.
gosh, I might get sued by Disney for that. It's a little similar to Indiana Jones, but
We got to talk to a lawyer first, but it's good. It's good.
I'm
It's
like,
good.
what is 30% of this name really?
Yeah.
Is it the indie part? But yeah, what were we talking about again?
Oh, just
Amazing.
about Indy Jamma Jones that your
Oh,
friend.
the book.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the book.
so
Yeah.
we did like a little tour with this book, and part of the proceeds went to her humanitarian work that she does. She works with like refugees in different parts of the world. And when we did the book tour, we were considering that people don't get the chance to watch skating that much. So everywhere we went, we were like, okay, demo it this time. So at least you could, catch a little bit of inspiration from that. So
Totally.
yeah, it's being
Oh, that's
considered.
really cool.
Yeah, like in the beginning of our sport anyway, there was a lot of tours and demos and stuff like that
Yeah.
in different cities.
Yeah.
So that's like another way to spread it.
Letting people see it and
Yeah,
letting
exactly.
them try it, like
Yeah.
letting them try skates.
Yeah,
and,
definitely.
Try
That's
it.
what we do more than anything. We're like always lugging. Like this past summer, I did Planet Roller Skate Week during Intuition Week, and we
sick.
I brought like 50 pairs of skates, I think, and then Miguel had like 15 or 20 inlines, and we sat out there one day and we just brought all of the extra skates. The whole camp was on them. What was even
Whoa.
crazier to me, or really interesting, was like which kids you thought you would know if they were going to pick inlines or roller skates, and then they like. Everybody had a really like specific like I want those, or I want those. Nobody was like I want one or the other. They knew they either wanted inline or
Wow.
quad, and it was like totally split. Like these skateboarders were like, yeah, the rollerblades, that's gnarly, and then like the little cheerleader girl would want the rollerblades. It's cool seeing.
That's awesome. Yeah.
We had like a disco. It was great.
Seeing which skate spoke to which person.
Right.
One person's
Yeah.
Like that's mine. That's awesome though. That
Yeah.
like there was such an interest in, trying new things, and that's awesome with kids because kids get so like everything's fresh for them too.
Yeah,
So it's
of
just like
course.
you just show them.
For a kid to get
It's like
excited
to
about
lead the
something.
horse to water thing. Just
Yeah,
like
yeah.
take them there and
Yeah.
you know
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Is there a reason, do you feel like that roller skating is like a heavily female dominated sport?
Because of
Maybe derby, right?
roller derby.
But you said that there's male roller derby now and co-ed and
that's
stuff. too.
recently though. I
Yeah,
think.
but I'm just
Yeah, right.
like, it seems like it's expanding, you know. But I don't see many male roller skaters like in bowls on ramps or whatever it is.
Yeah, they exist. They're definitely like for example, my audience is on my YouTube. I think it's 89% female, and I think it's because of who we're speaking to. You know, it's
totally.
the style of it. It's that
It's definitely a style. I could tell that.
Yeah, but it's more than that. It's like we are speaking to this girl that needs to be heard. You know, that needs her activity, needs her people, and I think we've just like hit this like. I don't know. It's us. It's like I've met. There's a million more me's out there. Who knew? You know, and somehow that's the audience we hit, and that's who can relate to it. I think.
Yeah, it seems like you created this like home for like, you know, we're girls who like skate or everything. It's like, oh, cool, that's home. It's like this.
Hopefully.
I mean, just from the outside looking in, it just seems like it's such a community sense, and like everyone's, all your like, you know, Instagram videos and YouTube videos, you guys are all smiling, laughing. It's like encouraging one another. There's really high positivity, high energy.
And there's been a lot of groups that have contributed to that. There's like a lot of like the CIB crew that I was talking about. They created this thing back in the day where it was just a Facebook group, and then they were like, hey, we want to give you the opportunity to open a CIB chapter. So then all these people had the idea of like, oh, I could like open a chapter and like start a skate crew. And so because of that, there's more than like these 300 CIB chapters around the world right now.
That's
you know,
really a
like,
good idea.
that was and there may even be more now. I don't know. They have like a live count on their site, but that really helped like the organization of people getting together like grow super fast. And that happened like right when I started skating too. It was all at the same time. So it was like, you know, Moxie was coming out with a bunch of cool videos on roller skates. People started doing the social media thing and posting their videos, and then at the same time Chicks and Bowls started. And
it's like a perfect storm.
Yeah. Everybody just could feel it. Everybody knew. And it was like, we just gotta keep working right now, like figure it out. So
well, you can tell the momentum. It's really rad. And you guys are busting your butt, and you can tell it looks really fun. You guys are having a great time. We're going to open it up for questions soon.
Yeah.
I want to do my little spiel. I'm a little, I got to be honest, I'm a little embarrassed to do my spiel in front of a pro, but we're going to do it. So if you don't already, please follow us on YouTube. Go to our Facebook, give us a like. Go to our YouTube channel, subscribe, hit the notification bell so we can get a ding on your phone, and you know that we're going to have special guests on and things like that. And you know, if you like the video, comment, share. The interactions really help. They help get our channel going. We also have iTunes. If you like us on iTunes, give us a 5-star rating, give us a comment. And if you want us to help support our work and support what we're doing so we can continue to have guests on and travel around the world, then please go to our Patreon and make a donation if you would like to see us continue and you want to support our work, you know?
do it.
You killed that.
Thanks, man. I mean, I was under the gun.
You worked good under pressure.
Cool. But So yeah.
So we're gonna open it up for questions, everybody.
Yeah.
Do you want to show off real quick those other?
Montres?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, because Montre's been, by the way, doing
The Blaney Camp.
well, not only just like the art, he has art bikes,
yeah.
right? But he's been doing like sneakers and I guess.
I didn't know
roller
any of
skates
that too.
Yeah. So YouTube originally sent me
Look how
skates,
good that
I know,
is.
it's so good.
And I'm like, yeah, there you go. And
I can't believe Trey did that. What?
Right? So I wanted to make a video in them because YouTube sent them to me. So I was like, thanks, YouTube. So we skated around Spain after blading camp, and Montre and John Ortiz were like helping me make all these videos and stuff. It was really cool. And then at the end, I was like, cool, well, I'm never going to wear those skates again. So I'm just going to leave them. Like, I don't want to pay for that extra luggage. So I just left them. And he took them and painted them. And it's incredible, and I feel.
And then he sent them to you?
He gave them to me in person.
Wow.
When he got back into town, when he got into town for Blade Cup.
What a speak! Are you excited to see him? I saw he was here on Instagram.
I was so excited.
I didn't know he was going to be here until like I was on the plane. I was like, oh, he's here too.
Yeah, dude. I don't know how. You know, Josh mentioned it. Like, we're picking like people that we know are going to get along, but it was like meeting all those people at Blade Camp, instant family.
Yeah,
it's
totally.
Like,
It looks like that.
Good people, like. Yeah.
No, that's that crew, and I think Josh like, sets the tone with that because Josh is just such a warm person.
Yeah.
And he's always smiling, and that smile is
Yeah.
contagious, and that energy just. So I think he just creates this environment, and then everyone who he brings in, like it's contagious with them, and it just perpetuates and cycles. But yeah.
So I just had to show you guys these. I was like,
That's
look what Montre painted.
I gotta get more detailed shots of these afterwards.
Yeah, he did. I like the YouTube play button. So many.
Yeah, this one over here was like
points.
the
incredible.
Yeah. So
The
the play
mirror
button was
one?
like on the skate, so he just like worked with it. But
Yeah, look at that one.
He put the mirror in.
Yeah, it's
yeah,
like
it's
his favorite play button.
crazy. Your man's went all out.
This is Alejandro. He was a inflatable flamingo that I bought during Blake camp out on the beach. And then he wore my hat sometimes. So
Very cool. Montre is doing some shit right now.
right.
This is sick. Very cool. We didn't mention this at all. I gotta talk like this with the mic now because the computer's over here. Andrew Messerschmidt, do you guys talk about Woodward having an inline or quad week? So does Woodward have a quad week?
So I was like a VIP guest last year, and yeah, we hosted the first quad week. We got 6 girls out.
Oh,
which
nice.
was like, yeah.
That's a good start.
You know, I knew it was, I love Woodward. I've worked there in the summers coaching like trampoline and gymnastics. And then
So you've been there like doing stuff before?
Oh, yeah, because the whole other world there for you, too.
Yeah, dude. I didn't know Woodward had skating until I was an adult.
So you knew about Woodward?
I knew that it was on the back of all the gymnastics magazines. I dreamed of going, but I lived in Texas. That's expensive.
Yeah,
so I know what it's
expensive.
like not, being able to just go to camp.
Totally.
But I know the magic of it because I worked there for a couple summers. As soon as I was like, yeah, let me in. I'll work there.
That's awesome.
So I, just wanted to get kids there if we could. So we got 6. I was impressed.
So I was the first one just this past summer?
Yeah.
And I'm sure you're going to intend to do it next year. And
Yeah, hopefully I need to hit them up. They'll be down. It was fun.
That's
Was that just Woodward West?
Yeah. Just at West for now. Mm-hmm. But trying to get the kids into it, that's why we got the YouTube channel going right now.
It's only going to grow.
Yeah.
It's only going to grow now.
That's how you got to build. I mean, I know that sometimes even when blading first came back or right before it left, there was like 9 or 10 people during the week. So like that's how you got to start slow. And like you said, for some, I'm sure there's like a ton of people who want to do it who like it's just expensive to travel. You know what I mean? And so. Maybe that's even something we could all figure out. Get like little Woodward like scholarship camps or something like that.
Yeah, that would be great. I know Woodward East is giving away an inline. They're doing inline week next year in Woodward East, and they're doing a contest of some sort. They want to do with us actually to give away for a camper to give away a free week at Woodward.
And they haven't had it.
Do something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's the first time that blading's at Woodward East, and I don't know how many years.
That's right, yeah.
So they're bringing it back.
Cool.
But that's a good way to do it with roller skating as well, just to have like some sort of involvement for people to try to do it. Like, if one person goes like, my friends are going, now I want to go now.
Dude, this was the first summer that they started posting inline on their like marketing again. So they posted some Instagrams of inline skaters and quad skaters, and like, it's exciting.
That's the one. I think that's the one good piece of advice that Lemmy from Motorhead said it. Like when he started coming up and playing, like not many people liked his band, his music, but he said he just never died. So that's a good piece of advice. Just never die. Just keep at it.
That's true.
Yeah, just keep at it.
Because once we give up, then everything's done.
That's it. Never die. Yeah. Just don't die.
We got a figure. Hang on. So Dion Hill asks, as much of a major influence in roller skating as you are, have you named a trick yet?
Have I named a trick? Yeah, the Wahoo was my first trick. That was like the first.
Wahoo!
Is there a flip involved in that?
No, it's a giant split leap over like a hip or over where I did it at House Park. You know that like camelback thing at House Park? Mm-hmm. I was like bouncing over it and I was like, oh my God, this is just like a trampoline. Look, I can do all my trampoline tricks. And I just did a big old split leap. And that was like literally my first week of skating.
Wow.
I think on the ramps at least. And Wahoo.
Wahoo.
So you see people doing the Wahoo?
Oh, yeah.
That must feel good.
That's sick.
It's fun.
Must feel really good.
Cool. It's cool.
That's sick.
We know we have the computer here, but it's a different.
Yeah, I am a different setup.
Oh, no.
Moses Guzman, where does Amy see quad going in the future? Also, trick-wise, grinds especially, does she see a revamp of a new boot?
So as far as boots go, there's always people that are like working on developing them. I think Moxie is probably the leader in this as far as like definitely moving towards stiffer boots as things progress. What was the other question in the beginning?
Just where do you see quad going in the future?
I see it hopefully becoming like everybody knows a roller girl. It's kind of like how I think with roller skating. So the idea of a poser, somebody that like dresses like they skate and they don't, that to me would be winning. Like if roller skating is so permeates the culture so much that people are dressing like roller skaters that aren't, like that's where I want to be.
That's more pop culture at that point too, because in the mainstream is trying to do it as well.
Right.
Crossed over social acceptance, cultural acceptance, like that's a good goal.
Suddenly you see a bunch of skater socks and high-waisted shorts. And
Have you seen that already or no?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh, okay, there you go. It's on the way.
You know, like there's lots of different styles in it, and even now people are moving away from, like, they're starting to do like crazy costumes and like just really like getting artistic with like their skates, and I don't know.
Yeah, I think like, again, from the outside looking in, like that's one of the cooler things about the roller skates, because like the boots themselves are so like good looking, and like the
Yeah,
like,
it's like it's a style too.
Yeah,
It's not just the sport
the
itself.
style in and of itself.
Fashion.
You know, I never understood fashion until roller skate. I come from like, honestly, I come from like an engineering family. Like my grandparents worked at NASA. My dad, like they're all a bunch of engineering nerds. You know, yeah. Fun fact.
Yeah.
Later, but like I just was like, we would go to the store. You'd find one pair of pants that fit, and you buy 5 of them. You know, and that's what you wore to school. It's the same pair of pants every 5 days. That's my family.
I still do that.
Yeah, exactly. I still do that. I'm all for the uniform. I love a solid uniform. But like, I don't know. I moved to LA and I was like, why are all these people walking around in costume right now? Like, I'm confused. And then I was like, wait, no, okay, I get it. This is cool. It's not for attention. It's like actual, like, I don't know. So.
Expression.
Yeah,
like,
and roller skating, everybody was like, it's a style. I was like, whatever, stupid style. I don't care. They're colorful, whatever. And then I was like, okay, I get it. I get it more now. The more I'm like learning about the people that are really into the fashion side of it. I'm like, okay.
I feel the same, because I also didn't understand fashion for a while. I think even Robbie, we had a guest on the show. Like,
I was like, Robbie Pitts? I was like, Robbie Pitts?
Yeah,
Robbie helped explain it to me to make me understand it, like about how it's empowering.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I get it now, because like before all that, I was just like, I'm not gonna try to look good for anyone. Screw that. But that mentality. Yeah. And it's just like, you know, getting those other mentalities. That's like, oh, like click, like a light bulb goes on. So yeah, I think that's happened for sure.
No, he's the coolest.
He's great.
He's friends with my good friend Marwa now, and like I was going over to her house, and she does she made these like crazy like rose gold skates, and they were doing like a photo shoot, and I'm like, oh look, there's Robbie just like in the shoot with all the girls. You know? I'm like, hell yeah, Robbie Pitts.
Yeah.
Was Robbie wearing the skates?
He was at one point. They didn't have any his size though, so he was like, oh my god. Like,
Robbie's probably like a size 15.
yeah. So I think he did it for a minute, and then he was just kind of like,
he's the best guy.
They probably loved him too.
Oh yeah. I think she saw him. He showed up to her roller disco in rollerblades, and she was like, "Who are you? I love you. Come do fashion things with me."
And his skating is kind of like roller disco-y too.
No, he's very him and disco. That's
yeah.
That's a perfect fit then.
So meant to be.
Sam.
I was gonna say we got 1 or 2 more questions.
Yeah, we got a few. Sam Harmon asks, being a new middle-aged skater, I'm in love with both inline skates and quads. What can we do to encourage meshing the two sports, and should we even see them, or should we even see them as separate?
Okay, so this is an interesting thing. Like, we had this conversation during blading camp a lot. Well, when they first reached out, they were like, we want both people to feel welcome. We don't, like, I feel like there's this I get this question from rollerbladers and never really from roller skaters, like this, like wanting to like feel separate. I don't know. I've never felt separate. To me, it's always been very similar. I guess other people would feel different, but I feel like when we were going into blading camp, I was like, don't talk about it like different things. You know, this is blading camp, and they were worried about roller skates not feeling included. And I guess I could get that. But at the same time, I'm like, no, just it's blading camp. That's fine, you know, and this is quad week. Like, that's cool. Like, I don't feel a separation. I don't feel left out. Like, look, there's 20 of us. We're having a great time. And look, there's 20 of them. And guess what? We all switch skates by the end, and everybody's doing everything, you know?
Yeah.
I would love to see it. I think it goes together great. I think all action sports go together great.
Me too.
You know?
I agree.
Yeah. I would love to see people that have a bike and a skateboard and rollerblades and quad skates and a trampoline in their backyard. You know,
All
like,
it. Scooter, bring it all.
Yeah. Scooters too. Didn't mean to leave them out.
Everybody. Power
and that's
numbers.
the cool thing about Woodward is like everybody's riding everything all the time. You know, like that energy is. I would love to see that kind of, you know, positive community in action sports in general continue to grow.
Totally.
And I don't know. I would like to think that having some girls around might help that energy a little bit.
Absolutely.
You know?
Definitely.
Yeah.
And that's not something that like
Girls help everything.
yeah. In the action sport world, that's something that was lacking for a long time.
Still is.
Still is too, but it's growing now a lot more than ever.
Yeah.
By far.
I feel like people like, you know, it's a thing. You know that girls can't skateboard. Before you were like, oh, can't girls do that?
Yeah.
Like, and I was like, yes, they can.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know that. Cause,
Yeah, and there's even accounts specifically for that, and you would never expect that there's, you know, tens of thousands of followers on these accounts, or just girls that they're all different. Every time there's a post, it's a different girl.
Yeah. And, you know, I keep thinking like, oh, this is like for like a weird chick, like a chick that like likes to thrash her body. Like, there's not that many of us. And then I'm like, oh wait, no, there's a lot.
Yeah, there is a lot.
Probably just as many as dudes. Like,
There's a
go
lot.
to the skate
Yeah,
park and
of
throw it
course.
down, you know.
It's true.
Let's see, we got 1 or 2 more questions. Mr. Self-Destroy asks, Amy, what are the quad skate companies that are owned by skaters or are most side shots of larger companies?
Oh, well, interesting question. These the roller skate companies right now are all pretty old. And so the most popular brand right now is Moxie, 100%. And they are manufactured by Rydell. And Rydell it was a sister company of Red Wing Shoes. So the factory is literally, like, you can see the Red Wing Shoe factory out the front door. And the reason the company was started was because there was either, I don't know if he was the owner, if he worked at the Red Wing company, but his wife roller skated or ice skated, and he wanted to make her skates. So he started making these skates. People loved them. He eventually started his own company. So, like, the history of it goes back to a skater, but, like, do the people that actually run it now skate? I don't know. But Moxie is, I think Michelle is, I don't know what her actual title is, but she, like, is behind the brand. So she's a lot of the force behind that. So that's rad. So I would say support Moxie, you know, like, that's a cool brand that's handmade in the USA. They do a lot for the skate community. They do a lot for the skate community, yeah. Totally. And then Sure Grip was originally, like, the Metalworks part of Rydell. I think there was some split off there. They're involved. They help. So, like, S1 helmets, they do a lot for roller skating. They're pretty cool. Are they skaters? I don't know. But I would say that definitely, like, the one that's got the realness behind it is Moxie.
So that's the one to support.
Yeah. So this one Impala is coming up, but this is exciting to me because this is a $99 skate, which is, like, unheard of. For roller
that's
skates,
cheap,
right?
yeah.
And this is the skate that came out of the Globe in Australia, which is a giant company. You know, Globe shoes or skateboards.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
That's made by Globe?
It's made by Globe. So suddenly, overnight, there was roller skates all over the place. Here's the mill. Never fails. Like my toe.
They're leaving it.
Yeah, so Globe started this roller skate company. They have some of the biggest distribution in the world. Like, they manufacture so many skateboards and stuff. And so overnight, these skates were, like, in your mall. And they were $99. So, like, you know, like...
Is that good or bad, though, that a skateboard company is kind of moving in on that turf? You don't know? It's just, we see
I'm
what happens.
excited about it because it makes skating accessible to an entirely new audience.
Yeah.
And they are doing... They're hosting cool events, you know. They're raising money. Like, I think when they first came out, they showed a bunch of skinny models, like, sitting in the bottom of a bowl, like, not skating. They were, like, sitting in a bowl.
Oh, okay,
like,
yeah.
sulking. And so everybody was like, heck no, no, dude.
Yeah.
But since then, they've really, like, listened and taken that into consideration. And they're, like, sponsoring skaters and doing things that really help to grow the community. So
they're doing it in a positive way?
Yeah, I would like to think so. I think so. There's arguments about it. So that was the one that's
I
up
could
for
tell.
discussion.
I could see there being arguments about it, just, like, taking money from, like, the real people, I guess.
But you know, at the same time, like, there's no skates in stock anywhere. Like,
I know, that's crazy.
Need some skates.
That's
like,
crazy.
So thank you, Impala.
That's crazy. That's so good to hear.
Even these are going out like crazy. Like,
Yeah.
So.
Before we go, I want to ask one question for me. This question is from Austin Pass. Is there anything in the roller skating world right now that you feel is lacking, that needs to be done or improved on?
I mean, any opinions I have about these things, I'm, like, actively, you know, trying to do something about. So I guess I would just say, just, like, beginners feeling welcome at all, you know, and, like, making sure that there's the information available for anybody that even has it. I just don't. Okay, so for example, right now there's the big argument about this cheaper skate, right? So it would break my heart to see somebody show up at the skate park and get crap because they have the cheap skate, and I know that's happening a bit sometimes, and so it's like, I don't ever want to see that. And I will call it out. I'm like, you know, like, yeah, it's not a great skate, but they're just getting
Like,
started.
at least they're doing it.
Yeah. So I guess that's the only thing that would bum me out, but I don't see it that much. Like, I would love to see companies really listening to their customer instead of, I think that's where I'm, like, I would like to think I'm a liaison in that. And that's why, like, I'm independent right now. I don't have any sponsors. My only sponsor right now is S1. And I've chosen to be independent of any brands because I want to be an honest voice and I want to represent the skaters. So that's what I was not seeing enough of. I still don't see enough of it, is people actually listening, not to the people that exist now, but to the people like that are trying to get into it that aren't really heard. So that's
Totally.
what, yeah, always trying to do my best to do.
That's great. That's a good way to get. I mean, you have to get people to start in the sport. Like you have to start somewhere, and
Yeah.
like that's where you need to put all the energy in.
Yeah,
That's
for
great.
sure. So.
Before we sign off, is there anything else at all that you wanted to say or anything?
Oh, shout out to the girls back at the office right now, holding down the
Holding
fort.
down the shop.
Atomic, Casey, Pigeon, Liv. Yeah, they're all keeping it running right now.
So let people know where to find you.
So my YouTube channel, Instagram, Indie Jamma Jones. It's the name of my YouTube. If you search Planet Roller Skate, you will find my channel and also our online shop, planetrollerskate.shop. And that's a skater-owned company. We're doing a lot.
Yeah.
There we
So,
go.
I mean,
Yeah.
we're trying our
It
best.
seems like most of you guys are pioneers. You're kind of just you are the ones making it grow like this.
I like to think
It's like
so.
a guerrilla. It's like guerrilla style, like guerrilla marketing kind of.
Yeah,
Right?
for sure. Thank God for the internet.
Yeah, right. I know. Thank God for this day and age.
Yeah.
And that goes for everything, support the people that are reinvesting into the scene and reinvesting
Definitely.
into the culture and giving back. And yeah, that goes across for anything because, be conscious of where you put your money, because if you're putting it toward people who are always reinvesting, always putting their work back in, that's how you're going to ensure the future of the sport, the community, and the culture. So yeah.
100%.
100%.
Well, thanks again for joining us
Thank
and
you.
blessing
Definitely,
our
thank you.
show, having our first roller skater.
I know. This is great.
And hopefully this could be the first of many more to come.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
But thanks again.
All right. Thanks again, Amy, for coming. For everybody watching live, we'll be
We'll be back later.
back in a little bit. We'll see you soon. Peace.
Bye, skaters.